he's there. So we will see the Seraphine come through because that one is left open.
Oh, boy.
And we're also going to get Teddy's Senna here. So very successful, bottom side lane that you can even have as well. Potentially, we've seen Seraphine rise to power in other regions, and LEC even been played as bot. So it ends up being a really nice matchup that Sion can't necessarily pull that off consistently. As, Life hovering the Yumi here. Shout out to Sicario, who did play that a few weeks ago to less success.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost a troll hover. It's like, hey, yeah, I was watching your Yumi game.
It's pretty good against the Hecarim. The Karma, though, I feel like is a much safer choice, and that is what they're going to lock in.
Yeah, maybe that was the beginning of 2020.
I would have actually been okay with it, to be honest. I don't think it would have been great, but my issue with T1's draft is the Seraphine, because it's Faker on Seraphine. He's going to be very stable in lane. He's someone who very rarely gives first blood or gets solo killed there. His positioning is phenomenal. I mean, that's not what he's famous for. He's famous for his solo kills and his aggression in the mid lane. But
Well, we'll see if Faker can handle it. As you mentioned, he is definitely a player that can. And
the jungle speed clear that Clid has on top of it all makes it so difficult. He's looking for a pick here. And really just flashes it.
Yeah,
or arcanes it, rather.
Shifts away.
So easy to dodge.
Yeah, if Keria hits the hook there, you're definitely getting summoners, you would imagine.
And towards your turret is really smart play around the Seraphine. You don't want to get caught, as we saw some Seraphines getting a little bit overextended in the LEC yesterday, too. Just since we're talking about it.
All right, here we go. The combo comes in onto Rascal. The Hextech Ultimatum just trying to survive, but he's not really in range. And, that flash was just as desperate as it comes. Very nice conversion. Yeah, absolutely. And just a little thing there. I love that he went for the flash body slam. You see a lot of body slam flash. I think that kind of caught Rascal off guard. He's like, okay, I'll wait for the body slam to start, and then I'll hookshot away or something like that, or flash away. But he never got that choice. Now we're fighting over the Rift Herald here. The smite is going to go to Clid, actually. Cuz is like, maybe I can pick it up. No, you can't, buddy. You didn't get the smite down.
Al Faker's stuck here. This is not a good situation.
They're actually trying to turn it around here. Cuz is taking a lot of the aggro on the bottom side. Teddy and Keria both roaming up. And now you can see Clid is in a lot of trouble. Kana going to pick up that kill. And even though they don't get the Rift Herald here, T1 will at least pick up the one kill. At the same time, though, Ruler's getting free farm in the bottom lane.
Wait for breakfast, I guess. And, this is a player who we were touting in 2020 as one of the best new top laners.
Here we go again.
Once again.
Hextech Ultimatum is coming in. This time we have TP and Dudir coming in, but the damage is going to be enough. They take down Rascal already, and you can see Gen G just on the run. The Encore's going to hit BDD, and he is in a lot of trouble already. Kana doing so much damage. BDD over the wall. He's actually going to get bopped down here by Faker, who goes for the flash and picks up the kill. Lands another root onto Clid, and this is just massive for T1. They pick up 3 kills in the engage.
This is not how this early game is supposed to look. This is not how this game was supposed to go, right?
Who has the advantage in the matchup in this current situation? And it's pretty big. So Gen G, they did get the Rift Herald, and they are actually going to get this first Cloud Drake. So T1, I suppose, kind of caught out in an awkward timing here, and not really going to be able to challenge either of these objectives. But here comes the 2-man Encore, and look at this synergy. The Hecarim over the wall, the Encore over the wall. And Cuz is just too fast. Nobody can catch up to him. And Baker's having an insane game as well on the Seraphine.
Yeah, this is the kind of wombo combos we were talking about for team fights later. Is Rascal just going to die?
What? Yeah, this is what I was saying. I mean, you can't even enter the lane.
Cuz is here.
You just have to run away.
Life's going to eat some damage. This roster for T1.
Oh, no. I think Ruler's just dead here. Nice flash. Nice flash, buddy. That's not going to help you out too much. Not against a Fed Hecarim and a Fed Gragas, not at this point in time.
Yeah, and this is not going to be putting them on to, okay, now they're one away from Soul Point.
Here we go. Here's Hecarim again. This time BDD, though, is going to get a really nice Emperor's Divide.
He has flash, too.
Now, Cuz has got to be careful, right? You're going pretty deep. And he is going to see Clid and immediately back away.
Push the envelope on side laning, see how many minions you can get. As this time, it's Faker who's out in the open.
Yeah, he kind of got caught out here by himself in a 1v1 position, but he will have a lot of help from his teammates with the stopwatch coming in. Looks like Faker is in a bit of trouble, though. Kana trying to help out here, as Rascal is going to get booped down. But you can see the damage that BDD does do, even just on the 1.5 items. Kana is going to have to get out of here. Clid not going to be able to catch up, so we'll just end up
It's Udyr Valdez, never underestimate. There against Faker, there being a side lane mismatch up there. And, okay.
I don't know why we're face checking here, to be honest. Cuz is 1v4 at this point in time, and he is going to ult over the wall as the True Shot Barrage is just barely not going to hit him.
Cuz is teasing us with that one. Now, so you really have to be careful about getting caught out as T1 because you will be punished so hard for it.
Oh, the cask actually doesn't work because he was ever frosted to the ground, but this is a very fast Nautilus coming on in, as the hook shot is nicely buffered, but it is not going to matter too much.
Meager in general compared to other mid laners, but that's going to change that.
Clid
to get them all. It's like, I'm Udyr!
He almost dodged that ultimate.
Yeah.
And now we do have the rotation coming in. Chemtank is available for Keria, but he's not even going to use it. He's just letting Cuz chip away at Clid here. Cuz has to be careful, though, and now Cuz is just going to get caught out as the Encore is on to one member, and Teddy and Faker are here all alone. Gen G find the opportunity to get on in there. The double kill comes in from the Udyr. Now Big Boy Kana is here. Can he turn this one around? Doesn't look like the answer is yes, as Rascal is frontlining now for his team. Keria just trying to sacrifice to save the rest of his lineup as T1 are desperate to try to disengage here on a very wonky.
And this is what you cannot have happen. Why take a risk and actually go for a chase on an Udyr as T1 here when you could just walk and get Drake Prio?
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of an interesting arcane shift there from Ruler as T1 are still chasing. They want more. They want to kill something. They're angry. And yes, they're going to get BDD, but that is about it. They're trying to go and take the Baron. Like you said, I think you have to try, right? You just gave up the Infernal Drake.
Gotta trade it for something.
And you're 5v4 here, so everybody dodges the True Shot Barrage, and that's actually a lot of damage denied from the Ezreal. Ruler is trying his best to try to chip away at the front line here, but it's not really working out too well. They're going to try to zone away Clid. Not super successful, but they do have the damage onto the Baron, and it will be enough. No steal is going to come in here, as the cast from Kana is going to separate everybody. The Encore does nothing, as Clid is going to have to back away.
They want more.
Oh, Rascal's getting in there. That's pretty interesting, as Ruler just immediately dies, and now Rascal is all alone. Not sure about this one, Wolf. We're just turning it into a total clown fiesta in this game.
I mean, they really thought they were going to be able to force this into a Hextech Ultimatum, gets a pick, and then all the Ruler damage comes through the fall, but they can't. They can't do it. Oh,
we're still going. Cuz is like so angry after his play up on the top side. And you know what? I suppose he's making up for it. And we're just not ending.
This actually...
We're just not ending.
Yeah, this could end up being... well, this could be ending if anyone else gets picked. I mean, we are getting later on into the game. They have Baron buff.
Getting your frustrations out for both of these teams here in Game 1. Already 18 kills in 27.5 minutes. Pretty good for this matchup. As now with the Baron, T1 looking to push in and take away the one inhibitor for now.
Yeah, and then they can just rotate mid and try to repeat that. Right now, Rascal is hovering around, potentially setting up a split push if they do go hard. He does get the Rift Sculler, and he might be able to put a little bit of pressure on. Going to take the Krugs. He can also set up for maybe trying to trade this into a Drake, but I mean, the timing of this is so unfortunate for Gen G, because T1 can get this and then rotate over. Like, if we were 30 seconds away, it'd be a different story, but they can't trade this. They're just going to lose 2 inhibitors, and there's nothing they can do about it. Clid needs to be careful. He's so far out. Speed of which that's going to come up.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
I think Rascal's just dead here. He is he's surprisingly tanky. It doesn't matter. As Kana is legendary. 8-0 on AP top Gragas. Give this guy the player of the game already, because he has just totally owned this one. And that he does go for here. T1 pretty comfortably just going to run at the Baron here. It is spotted.
Yeah, this is the vision control I was talking about. They see it, but they can't rotate it once those are cleared. I mean, how do you walk in here safely with all the lockdown, all the wombo, all the ultimates that come through the T1 to shut you down when you group up? It's so difficult to engage. Clid's trying to bait it.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, they're going to land the root here, and they actually catch 2. Here we go. The Hecarim goes in, and down goes the Karma to start us off. Kana does take a lot of damage in the front line. BDD does his ultimate for about 0 reason. Tries to put up a wall, potentially. As now Rascal up on the top side getting caught out, but here on the right. Keria is looking to engage. BDD desperately trying to 1v5, but is not going to be able to. They need to get onto Ruler, though, who is actually doing a lot of damage by himself, but now all alone, and the range of Teddy is just going to slap him down as
double root that starts the fight off for T1. Like, that's not the one we're even talking about. That's not even supposed to happen.
Against Studier.
Yeah. It's like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
Oh, man. This is great game for T1 to start us off.
Yeah, people are going to look at the scoreline, and they're going to see Khan, and they're going to be like, how did that happen? Like, how is this possible? Well, the guy just had an incredible game, and T1 really showed up to play tonight. A fantastic showing in game number 1.
As we go into this game, too, or into this post-game, rather, and, I mean, you could see the damage from Gragas is actually insane. Like, he out-damaged Ruler, who was starting to become a menace in the late game. So was BDD, but unfortunately T1 just didn't give them those opportunities to take straight-up team fights because they always had control over the map after they got those inhibitors. Are you going to walk into Seraphine, Hecarim, Gragas, right, and into these fights? Apparently Senna as well. It can be a big issue trying to walk into those Baron fights when you don't have vision. T1 have control of the map. It's a big problem, and it felt like, you know, to be honest, Clid was trying to beat Cuz rather than win the game, like in terms of controlling the jungle, denying scuttles, and that didn't work. That was not the goal of the composition.
Hello and welcome back everybody for the Saturday's LCK Analyst Desk, and today we'll be joined by Chang and me, P3 and Gorilla. Welcome! And this is Season with the translation, and we are now seeing some of the shaping off of the playoff seed. Heading into the last weeks of the spring split, T1 takes game number 1. They made a lot of change in their roster and also in their draft. Faker picked his 64th champion of his entire career, Seraphine mid, and this actually was a huge buff for the Hecarim as well, boosting his movement speed up. Hecarim was available, a very high tier champion in the current meta, and with this Hecarim as a main character, T1 was able to finish up their pick and ban around this pick. And Seraphine could have been a flex pick for support role as well. The second rotation of the pick and ban, Gragas and Nautilus was the ones to close out T1's comp, and well, their comp didn't look that ideal from the get-go, but T1 was able to pilot this comp really well with their mechanical level. Even though Genji completed their top side at the comp really early, T1 was able to counter them with their gameplay. So Seraphine is a champion that is really weak to kind of dive comp, but comp that has a really strong teamfight engages. But Genji on their side, they didn't have enough tools to open teamfight or force open fights into T1, and T1 was able to have a very smooth game up against Genji's comp by getting ahead in the early game. Camille, Azir, Ezreal, well, I guess those kind of DPS champions didn't find the right time to build anti-healing items, so this also added more time for T1 to keep pushing their momentum forward. And with this sustainability, T1 was able to pick up most of the wins in this game, and also even though Ezreal was doing a lot of work in order to chunk down the T1's members, that was not enough in order to out-damage the healing coming out from Seraphine and Senna. Now let's take a look at this first replay. Camille was able to actually win the topside fight around the Herald. And Udyr, because he was clearing out the vision, he revealed himself to the T1's vision, which means T1 had this agenda to take fight on the top lane, and then Senna was also able to pick up assist with that ultimate from downtown. Prior to this fight, T1 was not able to secure that Herald, but still they were in a good spot to push this issue forward. So because T1 had this information that Camille would like to kind of play around the top side using the Herald, they also moved faster than the Genji's top side player. They were already on the top side in order to punish the upcoming plays from Genji. Looking at their draft, Genji was not having a lot of priority in terms of the champion matchup as well, so they were not able to come out stronger than T1. Now let's take a look at this fight after T1 took the Baron. Kana actually got a pick onto Azir prior to this Baron try, and then T1 secured their Baron. Yes, Genji was having a bit of a lead at this point, but still T1 was not that behind. So Rascal went in to re-engage, however, he got instantly body slammed by that Gragas, and then his ultimate also gets neutralized by Gragas Zhonya's. And then because of that hook, Israel immediately got deleted in this fight. Because Genji knew that if they let T1 walk away like this, there was no way for them to come back after this huge win. So they wanted to pick up some kills and make a trade after the T1's Baron, but still that was not enough, and Genji did not have enough tools to win teamfight into T1's comp. And I think T1 is slightly ramping up, heading towards the playoff, and the POG will go over to Kana on Gragas, legendary Gragas in this game, and the solo kill machine Kana is back. He's been absent in the LCK for about 40 days, and he's been hitting rank 1 in Korean solo queue ladders, and now we can see his solo queue performance is slowly channeling into his LCK performance as well. Rascal seemed to be a little bit more shaky into this matchup versus Kana, and the way Kana used his cask body slam were really on point. Gragas, well, his Q skill will get nerfs in the upcoming patch, but in this game, Kana actually maxed his body slam first. So he was able to keep adding pressure on that top lane up against Rascal, and unanimous POG secured by Kana with that perfect performance. It's been a while since we saw him on the Rift, but it's really nice to see him with an evolved performance. Now we're heading into game number 2 between Genji and T1. Is it gonna be a repeat of 2020 Spring Split Final, or will Genji come back stronger in game number 2?